What's good, everybody? Is when I come back at y'all with another video. So this video, I wanted to talk about calmness or being calm, and to explain to you guys why calmness is your superpower. So first and foremost, being calm, of course, it is an emotional state, right? It is being in a relaxed state, and this is so powerful because when you are calm, you are essentially in alignment with your true self and with nature, right? You are literally in harmony. You are one, right? Because you were to go out to a national park or somewhere surrounded by nature, you will feel the exact same thing. You'll feel the quietness. You'll feel just being at peace with everything, and that in and of itself is a superpower, right? Because we live in a day and age where most people have been conditioned to simply react. When something happens, when something goes wrong, that's when they panic, that's when they get anxious, that's when they begin losing their minds, trying to like pat on the fires, right? It'll feel like a fire drill. When in actuality, it's like the better way to approach life is by responding. And when you remain calm, that is essentially how you respond. You're basically seeing the events that unfold, and you're effectively saying, everything's going to be fine, regardless of what's happening, telling yourself everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be all right. And that's you remaining in control, right? We live in a day and age where media, so regular, social media or standard media such as TV, the news, etc., they're constantly looking to evoke emotions out of you, right? Let's think about this critically. You turn on the news on TV, or you can go read news articles. Majority of the articles are negative. Majority of the articles deliver explosive stories, right? The big drama, the big news, because the drama is what sells, right? The drama is what gets people talking. The drama is the shock value, right? That's what all the outlets are always chasing, shock value, because that is what gets people talking and what attracts the eyeballs, right? Because in this day and age, attention is currency. So all different outlets, so many different areas of your environment are always looking to evoke emotions out of you. The reason why calmness is your superpower is because when you remain calm, you're effectively remaining in control. You're remaining in control of your thoughts. You're remaining in control of yourself. You are not giving power to someone else or to something else, right? Because it is rather common for people when they experience fear, when they experience anxiety or worry, it has them act out of fear, out of worry. Rather than if they were to be calm, they'll realize that, excuse me, they'll realize that everything is in fact fine, right? As you're watching this video, when this video gets posted and you're watching this video, you've probably been aware of, the new explosive stories that have come out around the world, right? Where different countries being at odds with one another and disputing with one another, and all these incidents happening. Despite all of that happening in the world, all the chaos, right, that people would label, I'm still at peace. I'm still calm. And it's because I choose not to give attention to that, right? I would much rather focus on myself and focus on what I have going on and accept that things are going well for me, and things are going well for the world, and things will continue to get better and better, right? I have the power to choose what I want to give my attention to, and I'm going to choose to give my attention to myself and disregard everything that does not serve me, right? Knowing about all the incidents that are going on in the world doesn't necessarily serve you, especially if it gives you a pessimistic or negative view of the world or of your environment, right? Or if it makes you worried and fearful. That's the goal. That's how it always been. It's always been easier for the people at the top to rule everyone else at the bottom if everyone else at the bottom is worried, scared, concerned, and fearful of the future, right? When there's very little reason to be, because things are working out for you. Things will continue working out and things will continue to get better for you. When you are calm, you will realize that you are not your circumstances, and you will realize that you are not inferior to your circumstances, right? That your circumstances are extremely minor in comparison to your true power and who you really are. But oftentimes people equate their value to their circumstances, right? Someone can look at their bank statement right now and see $500 to their name and think to themselves that they're not worthy, that they're not good enough. When there's been plenty of people who have been in a very similar position at one point in their lives who are now doing very well for themselves because they did not allow a few numbers on the screen to dictate their true worth, right? You can come from extremely humble beginnings, right? Your humble beginnings does not dictate where it is that you're going to go and where it is that you're going to end up, because you can begin from humble beginnings and live the most grand, extraordinary life ever, right? It's possible because you are not your circumstances, right? When you are calm, it allows you to realize that you are powerful beyond measure, because when you're calm, you're tapped into that power. You feel amazing. You feel relaxed. It almost feels as though all the problems that previously existed are now gone, because they are all very minor. Something can unfold for you. A miracle can unfold for you. A blessing can unfold for you. And that quote unquote problem that you've had for such a long time can be eliminated completely. It can be gone, right? That worry can be taken care of on its own. It's possible, right? Some people may look at their living situation and say, oh, well, I've been in this position for many years and nothing has changed, therefore nothing will change. That's an incorrect way of thinking, right? Because that's basically saying that everything that's happened in the past is guaranteed to happen in the future, when that is not the case, because you're constantly creating your future. And so you can create a new life for yourself, a better life for yourself. And a better life for you is unfolding this very moment as we speak. Right? When you are calm, you will understand that. When you are calm, you will accept that. When you are calm, you will realize that you do in fact have power. That you are not a victim to your environment or to your set of circumstances, right? In fact, you are in control of it all. And if there's something that does not make you happy, then you can change that, right? You can put energy towards what it is that you actually want to have or live or experience, right? And put energy towards that, so then you can begin creating that. This is why calmness is your superpower, because it allows you to think clearly. It allows you to be in harmony with yourself, with nature. It's no different than being in perfect balance, right? It's you being in this present moment, the now, which is the only moment that you'll ever have access to for the rest of your life, right? The now, the present moment. This is the only moment that we will ever live in, the only moment that we'll ever experience. So when you experience calmness, that's when you're basically at peace with this moment. That is, experiencing calmness is when you make peace with yourself. When you make peace with yourself, that's when you realize everything's okay. And that's when you will no longer beat yourself up, because you realize everything up until this point happened perfectly. And you are in the perfect position right now as we speak, regardless of what's been going on in your life, regardless of your set of circumstances, regardless of your situation. You right now are in the perfect spot, in the perfect position, because the now moment is perfect. And in this now moment, this is where you can be comfortable so that you can create the life that you want to be living in very, very soon. So this is why it is important to seek calmness. And whether you meditate, or whether you want to take a couple seconds to just do deep breathing exercise, whatever it is, when you're calm, that is when you're at peace, and that's when you're truly tapped into your power. Because when you're calm, that's when you're able to think clearly. That's when you're able to feel amazing, to feel your best self, and you're not letting these minor things that are happening in life, these minor hiccups, if you will, or obstacles, get in your way. Because once again, these obstacles may just be your set of circumstance, and just like all circumstances, right, they're always subject to change. So if you've been feeling anxious, worried, concerned, any negative emotion, use this video to take a deep breath, relax, remind yourself that everything is fine right now, everything is fine, and that everything is gonna continue to be okay, and that things are going to get better and better and better, right? You are in the perfect position to accomplish your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and you don't even need to know how it's going to happen. As long as you have a vision, a goal, an idea of what it is that you want, and you remain true to it, you think about it, you look at it, you get excited about it, thinking about how your life is going to change and improve, living that dream, that goal, right? As long as you're feeling that, then that's all that matters. And you're getting closer and closer to what it is that you truly want out of life. So take a second, be calm, embrace your superpower, and allow it to take you forward throughout life. So I rest up the video. Enjoy the video. To leave a like and subscribe as we are on the road to 1 million subscriber, guys. So once again, show up, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.